Welcome to Happy Hour Conversations with Tamekia, where we bring women's voices and stories to the mic. I am your girl, Tamekia, and we are everything her, helping to elevate and redefine our sister friends and our sister friend tribe. Be sure to stay connected with me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Happy Hour Conversations with Tamekia. In today's show, we are talking about financial growth and mindset with Lucretia Talison, owner of Seeds for Success Coaching.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I am doing well. Before I do the full introduction, as she would say, ball responsibly, of our guest, Lucretia, let me jump into today's affirmation. So on Monday, I had posted uh, our notes for her, right? I do a notes for her every Monday on Instagram. So if you're not following on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram. But the question for Monday was, sister friend and sis, have you completed your spring cleaning for 2024? Right? And so, what I meant by that, and I thought it was most appropriate for today because technically we are still in spring. We have not officially hit summer yet. And so, what I meant by that was, as of today, have you reevaluated your life as of today? Reevaluate your life and ask yourself, is it adding value? And it, meaning it, the person, the spaces that you occupy, is it adding value to my life and or helping me grow? If your answer is no, then it is time for you to spring clean and find a way to release it and let it be. Just let it be. Give yourself permission to embrace and align yourself with things that are adding value and helping you grow. And take this oath today. Say, I am deserving and allowing things to add value and helping me grow in this point in my life. That is your affirmation for today. So let's get into it with our guest, Lucretia Talison. So Lucretia is a certified professional coactive coach with an MBA in executive coaching. Her holistic approach brings clarity, direction, and positive support for her clients. Lucretia helps her clients live their best life by filling the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. By identifying where growth is desired, setting goals and objectives, and holding an accountability, clients will reach their highest goals and dreams with success and direction. Financial literacy and mindset change is a part of coaching process. She is the mother of two and currently resides in Columbus, Ohio. Listen, she says currently reside in Columbus, Ohio. So y'all, that means she about to start trying to make moves somewhere. Welcome, Lucretia.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for saying yes. So I have given the bio of Lucretia, right? That is the bio. But I want to ask you to tell us, who is Lucretia at Lucretia's core? Who are you?
Okay, so at Lucretia's core, I am an amazing person and friend, family member. Those are the roles that I play. But I'm a happy person, a loving person, and someone who is dependable and no nonsense. So if you are a close friend of mine, she ain't having it. At her core, that is Lucretia.
I love it. I love it. I love to hear when people identify who they are at their core because
Mhm.
it's just the symbol of who I am. I want to be this way when I show up in all spaces that I show up in, right? And you probably been that way since you were
Forever.
a younger girl.
Yeah, forever. Now I will say I'm not as all in your face as I was before. I'm a little more laid back with it, and I kind of observe. I work better in smaller groups.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, I had to be out front. You have to see me. I'm a little older now, a little more subtle. Like, hey, I'm good back here. Just tell me what y'all need me to do. I'm here to help, and I'm out because I enjoy my me time as well.
Well, that's a whole word right there. You never lie. When I say I enjoy my me time, I
Mhm.
look, we here. I feel you. I understand.
Get that
So
deck together.
right. So let's get into it. So you are the owner of Seeds for Success Coaching, right?
Yes.
Let's discuss that. Tell us what it
Mhm.
is, what you do, and how you do it. What is the Seeds for Success Coaching?
Okay, so Seeds for Success coaching is I help women, the mission and the whole purpose of it is to help women get their finances in order so that they can live the life of their dreams with wealth and abundance. It was created out of me going through my divorce and having to start over with little to nothing. And because of my village and how my family and friends are, they made that bounce back a little easier for me. Everybody pitched in and helped. So I had, about a 100,000, 150,000, 160,000 combined income. And I went from that to I had just got a job and I took it because I'm trying to get back home to Ohio from Michigan. And then taking the job, we're saying, 150, $160,000 combined household income. And now I'm making barely $30,000 a year. So, that was a blow. And the stuff that I did with Seeds for Success coaching, like everything that I have in it, like the full program, the budgeting, the mindset, all of that is out of me doing the work to get myself where I wanted to be comfortable. I had two small kids at the time. They were 2 and 3 when I got divorced. And I did not want to be homeless. I didn't want to be a bag lady. So we have too much potential, and a lot of us make too much money for us not to enjoy our life.
So you went from 160,000 combined income
Yep,
to 30,000, or in
barely.
between actually. So the in between though, because you went from 160,000 to probably, I must probably say, when you separated, like zero, because you said you had to come and find a job. So you went
Yeah,
from
yep,
160 to really zero, because you had to come here, look for a job, and then taking a job because you needed the income that was barely making almost $30,000. And that's a significant amount. That's not even half of
no.
the income that you were, you know what I mean, like that you were used to. So tell us, what do you do in Seeds for Success coaching? Like, who do you help and how do you help the
Okay.
individuals?
So I mostly help Black women, and most of them are either they own their own business or they're in careers that they love, and so they make maybe 75,000 upwards to about 250,000 have been the women that I've been helping. And I've done a couple of couples, so I won't say that I don't help men at all. It's just that when I do help men, it's them and their wives. It's not, men separately. So the main focus is women. And I want to make sure I answer the full question. So you wanted to know who I help and what was the second part?
The how. So
The
you
how
help,
that I
your
help.
main focus are
Mhm.
women, and
Yes.
then how do you help women?
So I mainly help women through budgeting, goal setting, creating good financial habits, and working with them through their mindset. So that's the 4 pillars of what I do. Now, everyone that comes to me, some people might just want budgeting help. So instead of them getting all 4, they may get pieces of it, but the main focus is the budgeting piece. And then I go through with them, how to set up a budget. And it's not that most people don't know how, They just need some direction and they need some strategy. And I help bridge that gap. And then once we start working together, they're like, oh, okay, now I understand why I was breaking my budget. All I did was put rent, car, gas, electric, utilities. I didn't take a look at my full month to figure out what I had coming up, so and so's birthday. I like to say it's graduation season. And maybe you knew about one person, but then the rest of the graduation invitations start flowing in and you want to bless somebody. And then you have to decide, like, okay, am I planning for this? Did I put money aside, or are they gonna have to wait till next month? And it's
Mhm.
okay to say no sometimes, and we have to be okay with that.
Can you tell us the 4 pillars again? You said budgeting, goal setting, and what are the other two?
Good financial habits and creating a wealthy mindset.
Good financial habits and creating a wealthy mindset.
Yes, ma'am.
So it doesn't matter what your income bracket is, right? Because I think if you making the 30,000 or the 200 plus thousand, if you don't have I guess good habits, you can still find yourself robbing, what's that saying? Robbing Peter to pay
Robbing
Paul.
Peter to pay Paul. Girl, yes. Robbing Peter to
So
pay Paul.
so
Yep.
what are some, tell us some of the obstacles that you find in working with women as it relates to helping them create better habits and budgeting.
Okay, so some of the obstacles that I find is mostly around mindset. So I have some women that are business owners and they don't, or they're self-employed and don't see themselves as business owners, and they just don't maximize the opportunities that they have in front of them. They're
Mm-hmm.
traveling, and when they're traveling, they may be traveling with maybe vacation in mind, but they're also working. So they need to have a mind shift of, oh, business first. And then within the business, build in a little bit of me time while you're away. For instance, I'm here in LA. My daughter is graduating on Friday from UCLA grad school, film school. And
Congratulations, daughter.
thank you, girl. I'll tell her. But she's graduating, so I'm here. Doing this podcast with you. I have a workshop that I'm attending on Wednesday, so I'm still working, and this is my business. So around doing the business stuff, I'm also building in some fun time, and I think a lot of us miss out on that because we're like, "Oh, I'm just going, I'm just going on vacation," but you're actually working pretty much while you're on vacation. So that's one thing. Another thing that I find as an obstacle for some of my sisters who may not be a business owner is that we let our family members get us off track, because they didn't plan for their emergency or they're not budgeting correctly. And they think because you make X amount of dollars, whatever that is, because they may just see you as the wealthy person or the person that's doing good and you're always helping out, they bust your budget, which is a little, unfair. And some of us who feel like, we're doing better and we got to help because that's my sister, that's my brother, that's whatever it may be, my mom. I think that in doing that, if you are the person that's helping the family, you have to learn either how to say no sometimes or to plan that in your budget. You can do that so it doesn't mess up yours. And if it's somebody that's constantly coming, maybe you should, or maybe you need to have a conversation of how you can help them be a little better with theirs, or give them my number.
So basic, so make it part of your expense if you're that individual that most people come to, because if you are the breadwinner, or you making more money, or you're just in a position to help out, you're saying make it part of your expense. So
Market,
let's let's
yes.
let's talk about putting a budget together, right? Because
Mhm.
you said before most people just kind of take, okay, my mortgage or my rent and my utilities, and really don't factor in all of the things that can kind of be flexible as it relates to expenses, right? Whether it be
Mhm.
your hair, your nails, self-care, all of those
Yep.
things that can happen. So as it relates to a budget, and let me take a minute real quick. I want to welcome everybody that is coming on and joining the podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have questions, just make sure you drop them in the comment. If you're on Instagram, hey, Instagram folks, make sure you drop your questions over on YouTube, Facebook. Hey, 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 hey. So I just want to take a minute to say hello to everybody. If you have questions for our ball responsibly guru, please drop the questions in the comments. But can you take us through the steps as it relates to putting a budget together? Like, what does an efficient budget plan look like? And what are some steps that should be in place? What does that look like for us?
Okay. So the first thing you want to do is add up your income. And it can be income that you get monthly, whether it's from your job, whether you're self-employed, whether you're getting child support, whatever that income is for you. And when you're adding up that income, you want to use your net income, not gross, because you don't see your gross income unless you're a business owner. Then that's a little different. So once you calculate that, your income after taxes, you want to take a look at what your expenses are. So expenses would include fixed expenses, which is your mortgage, your rent. If you have a car note, it's the expenses that come every month at the same time, and the amount is the same every month.
So those
And then you want to
expenses that come in the mail, you don't open up the envelope because you know what it is.
Oh, now y'all better not be doing that. Y'all better be opening up those envelopes. Don't do that. Open up the envelopes. We got to know what's going on. We got to
Okay,
know.
I'll just play, but go ahead.
Okay, so then I'm gonna pull out my little cheat sheet because I want to make sure I don't miss a step for you. Then you want to look at your variable expenses. So your variable expenses are going to be your utilities because they're normally not the same every month unless you're on a budget plan. So if you're on a budget plan,
Mm-hmm.
toss them up there with the fixed expenses. But normally, like your water, your gas, your electric, your trash. Normally, like during the summertime, your electric might be a little higher than in the wintertime, and vice versa if it's your gas, depending on how your household is set up. If you have just electric, you guys understand what I'm saying. So you want to add that up. Then you want to one of the things that most of us do that gets us off track is we don't track our expenses. So each day you're out and about, get what they say now, you outside. So when you outside, you spend money. So you want to make sure you're tracking everything that you're spending, whether it's on gas, whether you and your girlfriends went out to eat, you bought bubble gum, like any and everything. You bought water. You want to track all of that. And I normally you can just keep a sheet of paper. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. It could be a piece of paper with a notebook with a date on it. And on such and such a day, I bought bubble gum. I was
Mm-hmm.
at work. I was thirsty, did not think, plan, or prepare. So I had to hit that vending machine and get some chips and a bottled water or some Pepsi. Okay. That was for me. So, tracking your expenses. Then you want to take a look
Can I
at,
ask a question real quick?
absolutely.
So you're tracking the expenses, and
Mhm.
you can write it on a notebook paper or whatever that's in your presence at the time. But then what? Because okay, so if you tell me to write something on paper,
Mhm.
I'm terrible at paper, right? Like I
Okay.
don't know what I'm doing with it afterwards. So what does it look like if I'm jotting something down on paper? What are my next steps? Like what do I do next?
Okay. So one of the things you do is you have budget categories, right? So a budget category would be housing. Another budget category would be, utilities or subscriptions or food, groceries, eating out. So it's a lot to explain at one time, but you have to figure out what it is that you spend money on. So for me, my category of expenses is my housing expense, my vehicle expense. I track every dime I spend. I get receipts for everything that I spend money on. And once I get home, it's easier if you track it daily. Some people might do it weekly. If you do it weekly, then you're trying to remember what you bought yesterday or the day before. I don't know about you, but I forget sometimes. So if you're using paper, let's say at the end of the night, you write down food expense. I went and I had McDonald's. So that expense would go under your food expense. That McDonald's
Okay.
expense would be there. Let's say you went to the movies, that would be your entertainment expense. And normally, when you're doing your budget, you're tracking the income, the expenses, the categories, and based on your categories, determines where you will be putting those expenses. So if I say that my entertainment expense is, let's say, $200 for the month, and I went out and went to the movie with friends, then that amount would be under entertainment. If I notice as I'm going along, I'm getting close to that $200 and I know I still have a couple of entertainment outings planned, then I need to make a
Mhm.
decision. Am I still going out, or is it that I'm not doing as much somewhere else where I can pull money from there and put it in entertainment, or do I need to say no?
Okay. Okay. So then we got the expenses.
Mhm.
Are there any other steps?
As far as the tracking part, so you have the budget creation. You want to set goals. So you want to set short term, your long term goals, and it's different for everyone. So for me, one of my short term goals is I'm looking to attend an event for December. So next month, I'll start putting money aside for that particular event because I know that that's what I want to do. So somebody might say, I want to send my kids to college. Somebody might say, I want to go on a trip next year to Bali. Beautiful place, may I say. But whatever it is that you want to do, because not all of us have the same goals, and you shouldn't. So don't let somebody should you to death. Like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. The goal is the goal for you. So is there something that you want to do? We could use you as an example if you like. Is there a goal that you have in mind?
Oh, I have several goals in mind.
Okay.
One so uh I want to build in my lifestyle now where I'm traveling at least I thought once a quarter, but now I'm starting to think it probably needs to be every 2 months. But I would like to travel and go somewhere
Mhm.
at least once a quarter. That's one of my goals.
Okay. So one of your goals is to travel. Have you taken a look at where you want to go? Did you make a list of, okay, so I might want to, heck, I might want to go to Vegas, or, I might want to go to Mexico, like wherever it is, just take a sheet of paper and list out 5 places that you want to go. Because this is the thing, right now it's not even a goal, it's just a wish. Like I'm
Mhm.
thinking about, I'm wishing. You're saying you want to travel maybe once a quarter or every 2 months. Okay, how about we start with where you want to go? So you pick one of those places that you want to go. Then you take a look at, okay, well, this is where I want to go. How much does it? You figure out what is the budget? How much does it cost to go? Do you want to drive? Do you want to fly? Once you get there, are you staying at an Airbnb? Are you staying at a hotel? So once you start doing the research of the goal setting, it makes it more than just a wish, because a lot of us think that, oh, well, my goal is, to travel. And a lot of us have that goal to travel, but that's as far as it goes. That's not a goal.
Mhm. Mhm.
You haven't put anything together. When you do a goal, it has to be a SMART goal, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, and it has to meet all of those things. So let's, you want to go somewhere, great. Now you pick the place. Um, let's take a look at how much is it really going to cost me to get there. So, like I said, are you planning to drive? Are you planning to fly? And if you're flying, are you flying coach? Are you flying first class? Whatever it is that you want to do. And
Mhm.
you get to pick and choose. How long are you going to stay? And once you get there, you Airbnb, hotel, how much do you need for food? And, to and from airport, again, a part of however you're getting there. And once you write those things down, so you're halfway there. as far as you now it becomes a little more of not just saying I gotta go to travel. You're starting to put some movement, some action, and some thought behind it. And when you do that, you get a little forward movement. You get a little excited, like, okay, well, shoot, I didn't even know it would cost. I thought it would be more than that. Like, this is doable. Let me check and look at my calendar and see what days do I have available that I can make this happen. Like, once you start taking those action steps, you start figuring out, I could have been traveling a long time ago. I didn't have to wait.
Because it's
And you
more
can do it by
reachable. Once you
yourself.
start putting it together, you can visually see it. Okay, I got some homework to do, Nay.
Yep. And I'm going to check in with you too.
I got some homework to do. Okay, get me together. Get me together.
I got you. I got you.
So, what are the other steps as relates to the budgeting? Because I know when we last talked, it was like you had 8
8
strategy
steps.
plans in place.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about budget creation. You want to allocate income to each expense. And it's kind of like what we talked about with your goal. Like once you figure out the goal, how you allocate the income, whether it's you want to travel, how much is it going to cost to travel? Whether you want to pay for a kid's education, how much do you need to set aside for that child? Or it could be, I just want to put a deck on the back of the house. I want to have an experience of eating at a certain restaurant. Like it doesn't have to be something major where it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. It just doesn't. Once you figure out the goal, you figure out the budget part of it, and then you start spending that aligns with the goals. Like if you're telling me that you want to travel, then maybe you shouldn't be eating out every day. You need to be taking that money and putting it aside. Maybe you need to cook a little more at home. Maybe you need to not be outside, You
So
you need to make some
so
decisions.
let's jump into there, right? We're gonna finish up the strategies, but how do we start normalizing I guess I can't do this, or I don't even like the word afford. I don't
Mhm.
like saying we can't afford or I can't afford this, but right now it's just not in the plan. So how do we start
Yep.
normalizing? I can't do this right now. I can't go hang out with y'all. I can't go on this trip because what my plan is. Or if you have
Mhm.
like little people, right? Family, the kid that might want, I don't know, whatever new game is out or some shoes or whatever. How do we start normalizing we this is a part of the budget? And then how do you make your kids feel okay about it? Or if you have to excuse me, um pivot and adjust, right? How do you kind of
Mhm.
make your family and your kids be okay with we cannot do this thing right now?
Okay. It starts with you being okay with it, and then it starts with the next step would be to add them into it. So one of the things that I did with my kids early on is that they would see me writing my budget, and they would hear me say, if there's something going on at school, or if there's something that you want to do, you need to put it on the board. You need to let me know. Like I would actually have meetings with them. I know people are like, you did what with kids? Yeah, we're having a meeting. What is it that you're looking to do? Because they're little people, and while they are young, minors at the time, mine at the time that is, because they're young adults now. But one of the things, like if you didn't come to me at a specified time, you didn't get to go. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Because these are the steps. This is what we need to do. And after they see that you're serious about it, they'll fall in line or they can't go.
So
Mhm.
they learned along the way while
They
you
learned
were
along the
putting.
way. Yep.
How
They
often did
learned
you all?
with me.
Okay, okay. How often did you all like have meetings? Like, so when an individual do a budget, like right now is what, June 12th.
Mhm.
When should an individual start doing their budget for July, August? How far in advance? Is this like
So,
quarterly or are we doing this monthly?
oh no, it's your relationship with your money. Like if you got a man, you want to see your man daily, or at least a little more often than once a month. Let's start having a better relationship with our money. Me and mine, we hang out. When I get up in the morning, I'm taking a look at my checking account. I want to see what has come through. And I want to make sure that didn't nothing happen that wasn't supposed to happen. Because, people like to break into your accounts and all that other crazy stuff. So I actually look at my accounts every morning, no joke, every morning. And I just take a look at the balance. Okay, well, that's about right. The couple transactions that came through, yeah, okay, I did those. So we good. And it's crazy because you can ask my daughter, because I called her one day like, hey, it says something about an Uber or a Lyft. Did you use my card by mistake? Because I didn't do this. And she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I hit the button by mistake." Oh, okay. Well, you should have sent me a text because I need to know. So I look at my money every day. As far as the budget, I plan every month. Like, so for July, I will be sitting down on around June 25th, pen and paper, going through everything that I know I have to pay. So I'll go through all the fixed expenses, all the variable expenses, and whatever else is coming out. I also take a look at my calendar. So for July, my birthday's in July. I have a couple of friends whose birthdays in July. Some of us like to celebrate together. So like me and my friend Lisa, we normally get together and have lunch or dinner for
Mm-hmm.
our birthdays. So I know that that is something that I want to do. So when I make my budget, I include that in my budget. Now with me, because sometimes I understand that things come up, so I'll put a certain amount of money aside for whatever the come up may be. Like,
Okay.
I forgot something, so and so had something planned, or somebody just called and was like, "Hey, I'm going to such and such," and it might be something that I didn't think about, but might have been on my list of stuff to do. So I'll go ahead and go, and I'll tap into that. I call it fun money.
Okay. So you have it already planned into the budget for that month.
I have it already planned into the budget, and if I don't have it, I mean, I can't go.
This is intense. I tell
It
you.
means I
I'm
can't go.
I'm listening like this is really intense in being really responsible. You was like, well, what type of relationship do you want with your money? You want to see your money every day. And yeah, I
And I
don't think
want to
I
see
ever
it every
thought
day, and
about
I want
that.
it to grow every day. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never thought about, I mean, this may sound terrible because I don't know how many people look at their accounts every day, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah. I look at my account every day.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I just learned something. Okay. I don't want to get sidetracked no more. I'm gonna let you
Okay.
give us the rest of the
Okay.
strategies.
Okay. All right. So let's see. We talked about looking at income assessment, looking at all your income sources and taking the net income and not the gross income. That was one. Two was expense tracking and categorizing your expenses, whether it's fixed, rent, utilities, variable expenses, groceries, and tracking the money that you're spending every day. Um, Three is the budget creation, and that's based on setting your financial goals, short term, long term. If there's something in between, we'll call that midterm. But just putting the financial goals together and listing them out, and then you want to allocate income to each expense category. So the category can be your housing, it can be your transportation. And you notice I said transportation because maybe it's not a car, maybe it's the bus pass, maybe it's the subway, whatever that transportation expense is for you. It could be entertainment. I also have a part of my budget that I do as well for my business because, I got to take care of the business because the business takes care of me. And if you take care of your money will also take care of you. So we have the budget creation. Four, which we didn't touch, is the savings plan. You need to please establish a savings. I've talked to so many people who don't have money saved. And if you're one of those people, that's fine. If you don't have it, start today. It could be $1 a day, it could be $5. a week. Just start somewhere. If you can take $25 a pay, then just do $25 a pay until you can put more aside. So that is part of the savings plan, and you want to put it in a high yield spending account spending account. You want to put it in a high yield savings account because you want your money to grow a little bit. And I know you're like, well, it's only $25. Well, let's just start there and watch it grow. Because I can assure you, once you start seeing your money grow, you get excited and you want to continue to see it grow. I helped my mother start saving. And honey, baby's attitude changed when she started, seeing a little more money in there.
As it
And
start
she
growing.
asked me, so, girl, I was like, well, how you gonna do that? She looked at me like, I got money. I just started
Like
cracking
it's
up.
in my account.
It's in my account. So, your confidence also starts to grow in this, and it's an amazing thing because you're less stressed because you
Mm-hmm.
have a little something there. The fifth step would be debt management. You want to list all your debts if you have any, whether it's credit cards, whether it's a car note, whether you owe Pookie in them, like whatever the money is. And I don't want you to leave anybody out because if you owe it, it needs to go on a list. It's a part of the debt.
Okay.
And you want to take a look and figure out a strategy of how you're going to pay it off. It can be a snowball strategy, it can be an avalanche strategy. You can pay the lowest amount first. Like if you have one that's $200, let's knock out $200, and whatever that payment was before that, then let's put that to the next one.
So is that the
So
snowball strategy?
yeah,
That's the
yep.
snowball. Okay.
Yep. And then the sixth thing you want to do is set up an emergency fund. And your emergency fund is separate from I'm saving for Christmas. Like that emergency fund is, I was, I got into a car accident. Now I got to pay that $500 deductible to get my vehicle fixed. That's an emergency. The emergency, what I can definitely tell you what it is not, ooh, girl, did you see those shows? Ooh, and they say it's on sale, so I can buy it. No, 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 no. That's not what the emergency fund is for. So you would have to, if you're looking for shopping, you can do a separate account just for shopping, but that's the emergency fund is not that. And we all need to start somewhere with the emergency fund. Now, Dave Ramsey talks about saving at least $1,000. You'll figure out what that amount is for you. I would definitely start at $1,000. Nationally, they say that they financial folks say that most people don't have enough money to cover a $400 expense without having to charge it. I don't want that to be us. I just don't. So 6 was the emergency fund. 7 is review and adjust. So like we were talking about, you want to review your budget because you want that relationship with your budget, your money, because you take care of it, it takes care of you. You mismanage it, it mismanages you, right? And you don't want it to mismanage you because you're gonna lose. So if you take the control, you will live a lot better than letting it control you. I don't want my money telling me what to do.
You know what? I just wrote this down. While you've been talking, I wrote down telling my money where to go. Like literally
Yes.
telling my money where to go and what to do. It don't matter if it's $1, $100, $1,000. It doesn't matter. It's telling my money where to go and not let my money control me. And that whole relationship with money, right? Let me do the comments real quick. But that relationship with money, it's important. You have so we have someone that says this is very insightful. And then we have someone that says, Melanie, hi Melanie. Says I love the steps as well as the explanations. Normalizing this mindset will definitely make us all less stressed. Thanks for passing on this information, ladies. And also really quick for everyone that's tuned in, we have, if you look in the comments, Nay has provided us with a budget form. So it's a link that you want to click on. And then, Nay, can you tell them how to get to the budget form?
Oh, yeah, I can. You might not see me, so I want to make sure I'm telling you this right. So I'm gonna
Okay.
click on the form. So once you click on the link, you'll see it says Seeds for Success Coaching, and then you can put in your first name, last name, email address. And right underneath that, it says sign up for early access. If you click the button to sign up for early access, you'll be able to get the budgeting forms. And the reason it's set up that way is because technology is something else. I have my guy working on it now. So he changed the button to early access. So once you put your email in there, hopefully by Friday, definitely no later than Monday, it'll shoot out to you because we just have some verification stuff that we have to do in the background. They have to do for me in the background to make sure that I can send you the email and you can get the form. But
Okay.
it's a form. It'll be a budgeting form. It'll be a tracking expense form where you can track how much you're spending and on what. It'll be a debt reduction form and I believe a savings form as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this conversation is so important to me. And I want to push it out to our community, right? Because
Mhm.
money is just one of those conversations that's uncomfortable. We
It
don't like
can
talking
be.
about money. We don't like being transparent about money or just where we are financially and creating habits, better habits
Mhm.
than, what we are known to have, which, it's important to have good habits. And I don't remember having money talks growing up, right?
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
if you had it, you had it. If we didn't, we didn't.
Right.
Simple, right? At least that's what we thought until you get older and you realize that we just have to do better and
Mhm.
then pass it down to the next generation. So this conversation is really important because one of our pillars at Happy Hour Conversations with Tamekia is growth, right? And that's growth in all areas. That's one of our pillars. Growth in all areas, finances, personally, just in every arena. And so
Mhm.
this conversation is really, really important. So I want to thank you for all the nuggets that you have come to share with us. Did we get through all 8 strategies?
I think, let me see. I think we were at 7, which was the
Okay.
review and adjust. So number 8 was seek support. So if you're struggling in this area and you just need some support, you can reach out to a coach. Maybe you can reach out to a friend that's doing better. You can watch stuff on YouTube. You can get the forms and start there with the instructions. And you once you get those forms, you can print them out and you can copy them and you can take a look at it every month and you can track your expenses. If you're finding it hard to maybe change your mindset, maybe you need to put some stuff together. Maybe a group of you and some of your friends can get together if they're also looking for growth. I don't want you to be with somebody that's trying to be outside all the time. Nothing wrong with
You say
being
not a good
outside.
match. Not a
We
good
just
match.
need
Not a good
to
match.
we just need to align the stuff that you say you truly want with your actions. And that's all we're trying to do. But get the support if you need help with it. Start reading. And that's kind of how I got started. Like this thing is real. I had two little people and I'm barely making enough. Fortunately, my aunt was like, I moved home, and when I first moved home, like I moved in the house with everybody. Everybody was in the house. And me and these two kids, like the house, the room that I used to live in. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't cute. Not for the 30
Mm-hmm.
something year old with the college education. You know, that's just not a good look. So, but fortunately, I was able to. My aunt gave me that place, and she, bought another place. I understand that a lot of people don't have folks out here giving houses. I get it, but that was it. She charged me. It wasn't free. It was kind of
Mm-hmm.
free, but not free. Free. You understand?
Right, right, right.
But you just you want to pull the village together. you want to learn and you want to grow, take this seriously. And I keep saying relationships because most of us women, and I say women because this is normally my focal point, Black women want a relationship. Start having a better relationship with your money. Get to know it. And as you get to know it, get to know you a little better. Y'all hang out. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you want to learn about them. You're eager to learn about them and you want to know what's going on with it. And that's what you do when you're taking a look at, what you're spending, you're seeing what's there. Start a better relationship with your money. Like treat it like that's your new guy.
I tell you what, I got
That's
some
your
work to
new
do.
boo. That's your new boo.
Tamekia,
And you
who
want
you
to see your
dating?
boo
My
grow. So you
money.
want to, hey, I'm just saying. And I don't want to make it sound like all you're doing is money stuff. I want you to have a healthy relationship with your money. And I want the money that you're making, the relationship that you're having with your money to line up with your goals and what you say you want in life. So if you say you want to travel, you can travel. You just need to make it a goal and a priority. That's it.
I get it. And I think the important part too that you hit on earlier is it's okay to start small, right? Like
Oh,
even to the savings. Because I think we think about having to put $100, $200, $500,
mhm.
and those dollars and $5 and $10, like they add up, right? I know in the past what I used to do, like when you fill out like your W-2 and you can have money
Mhm,
going
mhm.
elsewhere, I had a certain amount that literally just went straight into a savings account, and I
Yep.
I never
Make
looked
it
at it,
automated.
right?
Mhm,
It was automated. It just went straight into the account. But to your point, just not having good habits, sometimes I would tap into that savings account,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
And so for me, what I have done was created an online account to where I
mhm,
don't even see the
mhm.
savings account. It's not attached to my regular account when I do log in. I,
That's the
I
way
have
to do
no
it.
I have no idea what's in there. I mean, not I don't know what's in there. It's that I don't see it as often. So it's just
Out of
online
sight,
and I
out of
don't touch
mind.
it. I don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Mhm,
So I think starting small, that piece is really, really important because those small amounts they do add up over time. And then whatever you choose to do, whether you keep it in a savings account or you get, more educated and start
mhm.
investing, you have to start somewhere. And I think that's the basis and foundation of this conversation today is starting
Start somewhere.
somewhere in making money relationships healthy and normalizing the conversation. Like we can't run away from not talking about money, right?
Oh,
And we can't run away from not being truthful with ourselves about where we are financially. It's
mhm,
okay to understand where you are financially, and it's okay to share, within your
mhm.
circle exactly what you are trying to do financially.
Yep.
um I know I'm one of them people. I just be like, every time you ask me outside, it's a lot of money. Don't ask me outside. I'm okay. Don't
I
ask me
don't
to
want to
come
go.
nowhere.
Mm-mm. I'm
I'm
not
okay
going.
sitting on this deck out here. Just leave me alone.
And
But
there's a
is
time
there
and a place for everything.
there is,
Plan.
but I'm just saying, so much be going on. I don't have to come to everything. Don't feel bad for not inviting me.
I'm okay. Thank you for not inviting me, right?
So
Appreciate you.
is there anything, because we're gonna wrap up here soon, is there anything that you want to share that I haven't asked and that's on your heart that you want to share with us?
I would say I pretty much I share a lot, but I would just say start somewhere and start now. There's no need to wait. So whether you take $5 and just put it in an envelope and put it up somewhere today, do that. Let's start somewhere and figure out what the goal is. So if your goal is to have just an emergency fund, let's do that. So, matter of fact, let's do this. So, for who's ever listening, open up your wallet. If you have a 5, a 10, a 20, whatever it is, let's take out that dollar bill, whatever that dollar bill is, 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, whatever it is, and just take an envelope and stick it in there and put it off to the side in a drawer somewhere and figure out sometime today what it is that you want to do, how much you want to save, and start putting money in that envelope. And I'm only saying that because you probably got something. And I honestly, I don't even care if it's a penny, nickel, or dime. You can shake a cushion and find something today, right now, and put in an envelope. And this is our starting point.
I love that idea.
This
I
is our
love that
starting point.
idea. So, audience, dollar, $5, $10. Take it and start. Start. Just start.
Today.
We were just talking earlier of trying to make everything perfect or dotting all your I's, crossing your T's, and you just got to start. Once you start, you just get the ball rolling. So this is your starting point today. Just start. If you go back to the affirmation, adding value and helping you grow, go back earlier when we was talking about today's affirmation. So, Nay, before we wrap up, there are 2 rapid growth fire questions that I have for you. You ready for them?
I'm ready. I don't know what they are, but I'm ready.
Okay, I love it. You said it like, I am ready. I stay ready. I love it. Tell us one of your favorite affirmations.
One of my favorite affirmations is you know what? Is write the vision and make it plain. And it's actually a Bible scripture, and I didn't give the full scripture, but that is the affirmation part. Just write the vision, make it plain.
I love it. Write the vision, make it plain. Second question. Name a book or a self-help tip that has helped you as a woman.
Okay. Well, you know your girl read a lot. So, okay, I'm gonna give you this book. There's a book called Live and Check the Monday by Lynn Richardson.
Okay, what is it called?
Living Check the Monday.
I have to check to Monday.
By Lynn Richardson.
Tell
Good
us real
book.
quick. What do you like about that book? What is it about?
So it's pretty much about some of the stuff that we've been talking about.
Okay.
It's about budgeting. It's about starting a home-based business. It's about saving, which is a part of budgeting, paying off your debt, telling your money where to go so that you can live the life of your dreams. So you can live how you want to live. You may not be the person that wants to drive the Lamborghini. That's not my thing, although baby still likes nice things. That's just not one of it. I'm more into these last few years. I've been more into experiences and traveling and zip line, like just doing different things with my friends and my family. If you take a look at my page, whether it's Facebook, you almost always see me. If I'm not promoting a business, you see me with close friends and family, and that's it.
Gotcha. Who was the author again?
Lynn Richardson.
Lynn.
Lynn.
Okay.
Richardson.
Okay, gotcha. So, really quick, I want to make sure that we share that all of your information, your social media information, email, website is all in the description. I know for sure it's on the YouTube description. It should be on the description for Facebook as well. Instagram, if you're on Instagram following, just make sure you hop over to the YouTube page, Happy Hour Conversations with Tamekia, and subscribe. But also for this episode, Lucretia's information is in the description. So make sure you get with her. Listen, she's passionate. She wants to help us. Now there's a fee, and you can talk to her about that when you connect with her. Okay.
You can.
But it's important to financially just what I vision is just financially just be right. No matter what your income is, you don't want to continue to struggle because like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you're making 40,000 or if you're making 200,000, because the more you make, the more you think you can do. And so we always find ourselves in this race of trying to catch up, right, and pay bills. So make sure you connect with our sis here. We are getting ready to close. So Nate, I want you to hold on real quick. Stay on, right, before we get ready to close out. But stay connected with me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Happy Hour Conversations with Tamekia. Remember, choose to grow daily. Show up as the best version of yourself and operate in your faith versus your fear. I am your girl, Tamekia, and I will catch you all soon. Talk soon.
Bye.